The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the Happiness Jungle with yours truly, the Chief Happiness Officer, Lyn-Dee Eldridge. And I am really excited to have on our set today, you're going to find out, she's my daughter, Sica Keays.
Hey!
I am really excited to have Sica on for several reasons. One of the biggest reasons is how much she inspires me. And today's show is all about would you believe it? And the would is spelled W-O-O-D. Would you believe it? What inspires me so much about you is you've taken a medical situation and turned it around, because prior to you being a stay-at-home mom, you were an entrepreneur. You loved to go to work. You loved and you thrived on what you were doing. Mm-hmm. And I want, Sica, first of all, say hi to everybody. It's that camera over there, or that one, or that one.
Hi.
And the best part about our show is that it's real and raw. So, Sica, hi.
Hi.
I'm really excited you're here. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, right?
It's bonkers.
It is. And here we are in black and white.
We consulted each other.
Did we?
No.
We just showed up on set together.
We did. You went for the awesome look, and I went for lumberjack.
Oh, lumberjack.
Lumberjack.
Huh. Would?
Would?
You believe?
So would you believe where I have wood right now?
Oh, goodness gracious.
No, not there.
Interesting.
No.
So let's get back on track. Squirrel? So let's get back on track.
Yeah.
If you want to, I want you to share whatever it is that you want with our audience. The biggest thing about the Happiness Jungle is that I love for people, our audience, to be able to watch it, but to go home, to be able to take something away from this show and get active. It's all about active. It's all about activity, helping people change. There are many people out there that for whatever reason, whether they lost their job, whether they want to be stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, just stay-at-homes, whether they just want to reinvent themselves, rebrand themselves, well, you had a situation that you were pretty much forced into staying at home. You needed to be as close to the bathroom as you could possibly be.
Oh, we're really going raw.
We're going deep.
We're going, okay.
We're going deep. So share with everybody how you're able to be a stay-at-home mom. And let's start with you're a mom.
I am.
You have a beautiful family, combined family.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
And you have granted me 4 beautiful granddaughters.
I did.
And prior to you having your last daughter, Brooklyn, who is a combination of you and your husband, Kenji, who's just, they're all, But prior to Brooklyn being born, you worked right to almost the last hours of you being pregnant before delivering Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And you were working at?
Apple.
Oh. You loved working for?
Yes, I did. I was a workaholic.
Oh, God. You thrived on it. You became the first woman
expert.
Mm-hmm. So when you loved something, you thrived. I remember the day that you went to work and then you had a doctor's appointment and the doctor said, this was going to be the last day, Sica. You need to get to the hospital. And you called up your boss, and I distinctly remember you saying, can I come back before 6 weeks if I'm ready?
Baby on backpack and everything.
Baby on backpack and everything.
That was my plan.
What happened? What changed your world?
Oh, geez, everything.
How old were you when you had Brooklyn?
You never ask a lady her age. I don't know. How old am I now? I'm 25.
Ooh.
No? Oh.
Sure.
See, in my we're talking about happiness. I mean, if we're going happiness, I'm 25.
Okay, but for the audience.
Okay, seriously, I'm 31. Ugh. I am 31, and Brooklyn is 4, which means I was 25 when I delivered her.
And
I'm
so
25
what
now.
happened that changed your world to, can I come back before the 6 weeks, to, I got to figure it out and be a stay-at-home mom and figure out how to create an income from home? What happened?
I got C. diff
How'd
from the
that
hospital.
happen?
I don't know.
You got what?
C. diff. It's a really awesome disease thing to have. Actually, it's not awesome at all. It was really bad. And I'm one of those really stubborn people, as you know, that don't want to go to the hospital. I just pretend like nothing exists. Well, up until it took me 3 months to finally realize, okay, I really need to go to the hospital. Something is wrong with me. No person should ever be on the toilet as much as I was.
So you gave birth to Brooklyn. I just want to slow down, just so, because there's somebody in our audience that's going to be able to relate to you, or a few, or many. And I really want them to understand that you may have a condition like you have, which you thought, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? C. diff is very serious, and from what I understand, it's common.
It is. It's common for hospitals. That's the only place, I guess, that you can really contract it.
Beware. You could go to the hospital, imagine that, and, well, as we all know, things can happen in a hospital. So at the hospital, you did contract the C. diff.
I did.
100%, that's exactly where it came from. And I do remember the hospital saying, yeah, you got it from here. So, okay, so now that we have, you gave birth, you contracted the C. diff, you realized that something just wasn't right. Your body wasn't going back to what it normally was. You were in the bathroom a lot. You were doubled over with pain. There was a lot of things going on. And at the same time, you were looking at staying home a little bit more aggressively, I guess.
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened with that? You realized that you went to the doctor, and share that part.
So I went to the doctor, and then they told me, unfortunately, because I didn't take care of the C. diff right away, if you got a problem, go to the doctor. Period.
Oh, clue.
Clue.
Good tip.
Seriously, good tip. Don't be stubborn. I really wish that I didn't, but because I call my colitis, that's what I have now, it was a blessing in disguise. That's the only way to really look at it. But because I did not take care of the C. diff immediately, I contracted colitis, or it turned into colitis. Depending on the doctor, they say I might have had colitis this entire time, and for some reason that might have activated it.
Okay.
So I got colitis, and it all comes down to me being stubborn. I refuse to take medication for it. And the medication signs for colitis, or the, what do they call those? The side effects. The side effects for medication for colitis is it could worsen the colitis. It could, they say death. I don't know how severe that is, but severe bleeding, all these things. You could lose your right arm, maybe your left.
But let me ask you, I remember one of the biggest reasons why you didn't want to go on meds was because they told you would have to stop breastfeeding.
Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't want to do that. With
and you found an alternative.
Yeah, well, I had to take the medication for the C. diff because there was no getting out of that.
Right.
So I had to pump for 2.5, 3 weeks for that.
So you prepared, you pumped, you froze. Okay. Very important steps. Wow. Because there was no way that you were going to stop breastfeeding.
No.
Okay. So, and then after you pumped enough, you took your medication, and then?
And then I got better.
When did you realize that you didn't really want to go back into the 9-to-5 job that you absolutely loved?
I'd say probably the first couple weeks after Brooklyn was born. That's when it started putting the idea into my head, like, you know what, I don't like staying home, but I love being with my child.
Oh.
That was the thing, because I'm such a workaholic. I'm a go, go, go kind of person. But then I started looking, I'm like, being a mom, like a stay-at-home mom, it's not easy. It really isn't. That's harder than a real job.
That's right.
You know, at least with a real job, you can clock out, and you don't clock out at this one.
Right.
At all.
How did you get into wood?
Wood burning.
That's crazy.
Wow.
This is a story. I want you to understand that if somebody gives you a suggestion, maybe you should just go, maybe. Tell me about that. I wish you would have brought one of your pens.
Oh, I have nothing with me.
Okay. a wood burning pen. How did that happen when never in this world did you ever do it with wood? So, and let's share with everybody your wood. Where can people find you, first of all?
I'm on Etsy or Facebook or Instagram, but whoobiescorner.etsy.com.
Okay.
That's me.
So if you go to Etsy, if you go to Facebook, go to Whoobi's Corner, and I can promise you, you're going to be quite surprised and you're going to enjoy her woodwork.
It's a lot of fun.
It's so inspiring. It's so fabulous. It's fabulous. So I want everybody to, and how long have you been doing Whoobi's Corner?
Since January 11th.
Since January 11th, 2016, you have now been the founder and the artist behind the woodwork in Whoobi's Corner.
Yeah.
How did it start?
So my husband and I, we were at a hardware store, and all I wanted to do was paint wood. That's it. For some reason, you know, Brooklyn was old enough to where she could not take care of herself, but like be a little content right next to me. And I'm like, you know what? I can't go back to work. I really want to do something that's fun, inspiring. I was in a really rough mentality in my head, and I'm like, I need something to kind of take my mind off of reality, if you will. So I told my husband, I'm like, hey, let's go to Lowe's. Let's get some wood. I want to paint it and just have fun. And while we were at Lowe's, we were taking a look at wood. He's like, I really think that you would get into wood burning. I'm like, what is that? Like campfire? Yeah. And he's like, no. So he got me like one of those little dinky $20 wood burning pens, and man, I got addicted real quick. It's like adult coloring, but without the color. Wow. But it's a lot of fun. And then I started making like inspirational signs, things that would just make me happy. Because you can't be upset and you can't be grumpy while you're doing happy quotes and stuff like that. You just can't. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fill my office in my house with inspirational stuff so that my kids and my husband and everybody that comes in, it's just like, it's a happy place.
I like that.
So, so the very first thing that I did was I did like a circle, and it was the sloppiest circle I think I've ever done. And then I just started doodling outside of that, and it smelled great. And I'm like, I could get into this. And then I made my first, what was it? I made my first quote. I don't remember what the quote was. It was something about live outside of your comfort zone. That's what it was. I'm like, you know what? For fun, let me just post that on Etsy because I think it's really cool. And your first cha-ching, it's just like, wait, what? Somebody likes my stuff? It's just like, all right, well, let's get more. Let's do more. And then my little dinky wood-burning pen, I'm just like, you know what? You're only as good as your tools are.
Wow.
I need to upgrade my tools. So I shopped online for the biggest and best wood-burning tool, and I got it. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't get my money back for it, hey, that's cool. I could wood-burn stuff for fun. And now...
What happened? How did it go from, you know, all right, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to make circles. I'm going to figure it out. I'll go buy another pen, to where it is today? Follow a passion. Listen to people's suggestions, because you never know where they're going to go. Mm-hmm. You've always, all your life, been a doodler. Mm-hmm. And you were in a part of your life where you used to just draw straight lines, and the artist work, I remember when you were growing up, Sica, and I remember going through your tablet mm-hmm. and looking through your beautiful artwork, but it was lines. Mm-hmm. It was always lines. And I know that was your way of escaping and to mm-hmm. go into wherever you needed to go to. Because like everybody else, we have those shadows, if you will, that are going to find us. So with that, you've taken it, and now wood burning is like you just thrive on it. Yeah. You said the word addiction.
Yes.
If you're going to get addicted to something, get addicted to something that makes you thrive and shine, mm-hmm. not sink and swank. Okay, swank?
Swank. I didn't catch that until like after. I'm like, did she just say swank?
Swank?
All right,
put that in the Whoopi dictionary, right?
That's
all right.
Yes.
Swank. Okay.
All right.
So you're addicted.
I am absolutely addicted. Because honestly, I mean, there's just something about pursuing your passion. Yeah. And I never in a million years would have thought that wood burning is my passion, but I could not paint. I tried painting. I can't paint a straight line. It's not good.
But you could draw a straight line.
I could draw, and I could fill in the lines with paint, but I am not a painter. Oh. That was not my God-given gift, that's for sure.
Right.
But no, the wood burning, I I took seminars and research, and it's as easy as it looks. It's not, because
So what do you
there's
mean
so
you took
much.
seminars?
So for example, if you there's like wood burning classes and stuff like that, not at like Home Depot
On
or Lowe's,
YouTube?
or you could do YouTube. There are actually sessions that you could pay for.
So you invested in yourself.
I did. See, that's what addiction does. I mean, you start it's like this little tiny thing, and it just grows and grows and grows, and then you just become so happy.
Because you found what you love.
I did.
You're able to stay at home and provide for your family as well, and contribute into the family income. Mm-hmm. And that makes you feel
Wholesome and happy.
Wholesome and happy.
It does.
Yeah.
Growing up, you always feel like there's that little tiny hole, and like something's missing. Something is just not complete. Like, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I've tried doing like a virtual assistant kind of company,
And you were great at it.
And I was great at it, but for some reason, I just wasn't wholesome. I wasn't feeling like 100%. I was feeling like not somebody's servant, but I was just, I feel like I wasn't living up to what I wanted to be. So owning now my own Etsy company, that has a good ring to it. Hey! But having that, not only am I providing customer service, but I'm being able to create designs that people like hang on their wall. Like, that is the coolest thing, going to bed at night being like, you know what, I could have inspired someone. I brought a smile to someone's face today because they walked by a sign with an inspirational saying. Like, that is just so cool. So
what you have created is fantastic.
I created a happy monster.
You did. You created a very happy monster. And you're right. I remember you growing up, and I would ask you, what is it that you want to do? Because I want to help you pursue it. And you said, you know what, Mom, I'm not sure. And I said, well, then you're going to have to try several things until we could figure it out, because you need to create an income. And my biggest thing was that you should always be able to survive. So I had you go to nail school.
Yeah.
And you didn't care about it.
I liked the acrylic part of it. That was it.
But I do remember that it helped you out when you were flat broke and you needed to make a quick 10 or 20 bucks. You went and did someone's nails. So we all have to figure out our stepping stones and realize that there's value, right? I know for a fact that if I ask you something about Apple computers and it was dated maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that you could answer me, but not today because technology has changed so much. But you were also one of the #1 salespeople on the floor for a very large internet company.
Yeah.
I mean, when you want something bad enough, you thrive and shine. But still, nothing reached your passion until this.
No.
The creative side of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool. And at 31, I can honestly say I don't see you turning. I see you just becoming larger and larger, helping other people maybe pursue a dream. Hey, maybe you're going to start classes online, and people will start investing in your classes too. Maybe you're going to write a book of how to do your own wood. Be your own Woody. Love your wood.
Yep.
You impress me, you impress so many others.
Thank you.
Because you're a non-stop machine and you figure it out. So seeing that you have now this wood shop,
which is my entire house.
It's crazy. It's crazy, But I got to tell you, Sica, I couldn't be more prouder.
Oh, don't do that. Aww.
All white.
Oh, white.
No, it's true. You just warm my heart so much, so I'm excited. And when I get to hear all the laughter and the joy in your home, not that you don't have that, you got a home just like everybody else does, but it's pretty cool to know that your children, they don't have to go to after school. No. They don't have to go any place that they don't want to go, and they all get to go and do things that they want to do. Yeah. And you weren't going to let a medical condition put you on disability.
I am just not built to be that person to sit on a couch and just do nothing.
Right. And I'm not saying disability is a bad thing, because there are times when us taxpayers, when we need to rely on disability. But I don't think that anybody should stay in the disability world, because there's way too much in today's world of how you can learn how to do more, especially with social media. you said that you invested in yourself. You took online classes. And what you did was you invested in yourself so you could create a living for yourself. And that is very powerful. And isn't it funny, and you and I laugh about this all the time, how people will invest in themselves, but they won't invest in themselves. They'll find excuses how to broaden and make themselves better.
Yeah.
But they'll invest in, whether it's cigarettes, drugs, rock and roll, whatever, the choices, right?
They are. You have to invest in yourself for the better. You have to pursue your passions. You have to figure out what you want to do. And if it costs money, go for it. Go big or go home.
Right.
Don't go crazy, especially on gambling.
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home. But
Yeah.
seriously, I mean, if you honestly think that something is going to make you happy,
Right.
try it. Don't let any excuses get into your way, because I could have had a mazillion excuses on
Yeah.
why I didn't know how to work a saw, I didn't know how to work a jigsaw, a sander. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
You just
Your
figure it
fingers
out.
cramped. I remember when you got started. I went up and I saw you, and you're like,
My fingers are like, look at that, they're orange. And I have to wear a glove now, and I have calluses, and I mean, I have wood in places
Right.
you would not believe sometimes. The splinters are insane, you know, but it makes me happy at the end of the day. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. It
Would
really
you
is.
believe
Would
it?
you believe it? The wood burning part is, it is addicting, but even
Yeah.
what's more addicting is trying to figure out how to reach as many people as you can, because, you know, and I know that you say it is, you know, somewhat about the money, but it honestly isn't. For me, it's about touching as many people as I can in a professional way.
Right.
Can I say that?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I am a firm believer, and you know this, that don't worry about your money. Your money's
Nope.
going to come. As long as you can keep paying it forward and doing the right things, karma is great. Time will either promote you or expose you.
Yeah.
You know, you and I both know that when you live your passion, everything else comes and it flows and it's beautiful. And I'm so proud of you, you know. And if you could share a tip. You want to play a game with me?
I could play a game with you.
Okay, it's called our spontaneous game, okay?
Okay. Is
And
this like the you ask me a question and I say the first thing that comes out of my mind?
No,
Oh.
you're going to pick a card.
Okay.
Although I could if that's how you want to play the game.
We can do whatever.
'Cause I'm all for change. It's all good.
Okay.
So the spontaneous game is where you're going to be able to pick a card, any card.
Okay.
But here's the deal. Whatever the card says, it's obviously an action.
Okay.
And I want you to take this action and put it into a positive twist and give the audience an action step of how they could pursue something that can make them thrive.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Pick a card.
This one.
There you go. Turn it over.
Be in control.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
30 seconds.
What do I do again?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, what?
Okay, 30 seconds. Give the audience a positive twist on this topic. Be in control.
Be in control.
On how to go ahead and
boy.
pursue their passion so they can thrive for their tomorrows.
Okay. Be in control. Don't let anybody tell you what not to do.
There you go.
I don't know. And it's funny because I actually just did a sign that says you will not have power over me. And I'm just like, what? And that was such a perfect sign. And this reminded me of it. Be in control, don't have power. Yeah. So don't ever let anyone tear you down. If you have a crazy idea, whether it's wood burning, whether it's jump roping or doodling, just do it. It makes you happy in a legal way. Do it.
Just
Hey,
do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a weird game. It's
Is
not
that-
the game that I was thinking
I
of.
know.
I'm just like, wait, do what?
I know. Was
right.
it fun? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it stumped me. You stumped me. Good
There you
job.
go. I like that. I like stumping people. So what I also love for you to do is I share with my guests. I try not to communicate with my guests before the show because that's what I love. I love raw, real material. I love it to be, this is Lyn-Dee, the Chief Happiness Officer of the Happiness Jungle with the Happiness Jungle, and you never know what's going to happen on this show. So I'm going to throw something out at you.
All right.
Okay? There are people out there that have a dark past,
Ooh.
and I'm not asking you to go into your great details.
Okay.
But I want them to know that they don't have to be so stuck in a rut that they can never get out of it, and that for every situation there's a positive twist. Okay? Give something if you would like, personally from your past that made you grow to be who you are today.
Ooh, alrighty. So going into the past, I used to be a cutter. Hey, there it is.
Wow.
Wow. I used to be a deep, dark, depressed cutter that, not suicidal. I was not suicidal. But I secluded myself from the world. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I wanted to be alone by myself at all times. I was bullied before. I had a very mentally and physically abusive biological dude as well, and boyfriends growing up. And there just comes a time where you draw the line in the sand. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to wake up and just be, bleh. I want to be happy. I want to be around positive people. I don't want to be antisocial. I just want to be. That's pretty much it. And I started doing a lot of personal development. And then you start changing your crowd. Your vibe affects your tribe, or your tribe affects your vibe as well. It goes both ways. So the people that you hang out with, they're going to either bring you up or bring you down. And a lot of the times, the people I was hanging out with were bringing me down because they were also that type of group. So,
5 seconds.
Be happy.
And change your inner circle.
Change your inner circle. Just do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy.
That's really it.
And with that, everybody, the Happiness Jungle wishes you to start believing in yourself. Would you believe in what's going to make you happy tomorrow? With that, everybody, thank you very, very much for joining us. Sica Keays, would you believe it? Thanks, everybody.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.